Welcome, everybody. I am Baron Baptiste, and welcome to Disrupting the Drift. This is where we not only confront, but transform the default state of humanity and society. And it's not just about hearing the truth, it's about living it. Time to rise above the drift. You think so, David?
Yes, every single day you can drift out of your lane and end up in a big mess. So you got to be really careful where you're going.
Yeah, we have a higher northern star.
Yes.
We have a true north. We have something we're up to, something bigger than ourselves, or we're drifting. It's just like that. But here, everyone, I want to encourage your engagement because it's really how we grow. It's you being a part of this transformative journey with us. Really, the way you can be a part of this transformative journey is certainly listening, tuning in, watching, but also subscribe. Turn on the notifications. Be at the forefront of change with us. Share this with your friends, your family, and let's create a ripple effect of growth, empowerment, new ways of being in a world that really needs some upliftment. The world is down low right now. The world is in crisis. The world is troubled. The world is divided. The world has become humanity. When I say the world, it's really humanity is in a broken state. And the only way to change it is right here with you and me. And at the individual level, you being your best self, being who you can be, who you were born to be, living up into your true north from faith, from connection to your creator as a spiritual being is really what makes the difference. Being the father, the mother, the boss, the employee, the person that is contributing to the world and at the biggest, highest, greatest level as you can and in your own way is really the only thing that's going to change this world. We can't control everything outside of us, but we certainly do have access to controlling ourselves and who we are. So, David, I wanted to talk about this article here. So, let me just say this. Please share the show. And then also you're engaging with us through your questions, your comments. I want to hear from you. Your questions, your stories, your breakthroughs, send them to disruptingthedrift@baronbaptiste.com, disruptingthedrift@baronbaptiste.com. This show thrives on your contributions, your connection to us, and sharing it with others is really what makes this work. David, there's this article here from MSM, or is it SMS? Where'd that go?
Yeah, MSN. Yeah.
MSN.
Microsoft. It's a Microsoft network.
Oh, yeah. .com. Okay. Yeah. So it's called False Accusations, Scapegoats, and the Power of Words. Recovery is possible. So the article goes on to say, being publicly accused of a crime one did not commit is torture. And once the information is out there, trying to defend yourself, clear your name, fight suspicion, and tolerate disdain makes for a horrible predicament. People with little information can form strong opinions and take unwarranted retaliatory action, from expulsion from the clan to spreading the false word. In Jane Eyre, the cruel headmaster tells the girls to let no one be her friend. Take her hand or comfort her. You get the sense that this is the worst punishment for Jane, worse than the head blow or the lack of bread. If accusations are not true, a person is in a situation similar to being bullied. Even if one is rich, successful, famous, or has it all, the psychological devastation can be ruinous. If you are not believed, if you cannot fight back with the true story, if now you are distrusted and under scrutiny, the sense of helplessness is overwhelming. People with inner vulnerabilities are easy targets. Others sense the fragility and find it thrilling to gang up or attack. Having a scapegoat can help a group form a strong bond and find meaning in what could be otherwise empty lives. Oh man, cancel culture right there, huh? Mm-hmm. Online, social media, the cancel culture crowd, the mean girls, those people that I think it really, this phenomena to me taps into something deep in humanity, default humanity, envy, malevolent. It's this. Let me finish this next paragraph. She goes on to say, Freud said that pain of the ego is the worst kind of pain. Kids who are scapegoated with words that cause unbearable humiliation sometimes commit suicide. A supervisor in analytics school told me that kids who are tortured with words are often more traumatized than those who have been physically abused. It is widely known that people with certain kinds of pathology are brilliant at looking like victims when they are actually perpetrators. Oh, yeah. Cancel culture. Got these perpetrators dressed up as victims and social justice woke warriors coming for you. They're cry bullies, and they're dressed up when they're whatever. Their language, they present themselves as victims or protecting the saviors of victims. But this article goes on to say they can ruin the life of an innocent person. You can see this on Law and Order. Learn it in Psych 101 or just intuit it instinctively. I'll finish this. Actually, next point's good too. When you hear a story, consider the narrator. Who is this person? Why is she telling the story when she is? What feelings does she convey when she tells it? If there was true victimization, then the wish to retaliate is utterly understandable. You as a listener may feel like crying too, but what if the true story is not as it seems? You might feel a strange lack of empathy. Sometimes people dramatize. Some people lie or feel so injured for rational or irrational reasons that they come to believe their own distortions. Oh, yeah. There are those who are at peace when they lie and those who toss, turn, and torture themselves about doing so. In short, some people lie and some do not. You might wonder as you listen if this person is truly seeking wellness, self-protection, or justice, or if the goal is simply to destroy someone else.
I have two quotes from Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people.
That's good.
Here's the other one.
That is good. Yeah.
The other one is no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. That's Eleanor Roosevelt. And I think that really is what it boils down to, is like what people are doing is they are probing to find what your weaknesses are. Now, there's two ways of looking at that.
They're predators,
right.
Perpetrators, but they scan for any vulnerabilities, weaknesses that they might sense.
Yeah.
And then they find others to jump on that bandwagon, and they form a weird kind of bond in envy. And it's like glee. They're gleefully happy to get to ruin and tear someone down.
No, it is true. But the flip side of this equation is that when you're challenged by these kinds of naggers and backbiters and trolls and all the rest of it, and we all have them, by the way, in every aspect, in every corner of the world, there are going to be trolls that are out there like prowling, waiting for you to come by. People that you've never even seen or met before might just make a comment to you as you're passing by. But there's something in them that wants to bring you to the place that they're at, because misery loves company. And these are the most miserable people on earth. I want to tell you what Denzel Washington, one of my favorite actors and a really deep thinker.
He's a badass, that guy.
I like this guy. He says, success? I don't know what that word means. I'm happy. But success, that goes back to what in somebody else's eyes success means. For me, success is inner peace. That's a good day for me.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you, it's very good. It's very good. I have a definition of success, which is success is not wealth or fame or stature like that. It's, to me, I got to a point where I had those things. I had wealth and money and I had fame, but it's, what really is success to me? Because I know those things are fleeting. Those things all go back. Those things are all material things and reputation. They're all borrowed. But to me, success is do the people around you have light in their eyes? Do they have purpose, like in their eyes? And do they have a certain glow of they're up to something, and around you, they that's encouraged in them. It's not necessarily given, but I want people around me who have light in their eyes, not those people that there's an envy. The root of that word means envision. You can actually, you almost sense it, see it. You can smell or sense when something dark is lurking behind someone's eyes, and when they may have the cheerleader front and they're all positive and they're your best friend, but if you really look and really listen, you really pay attention, you start seeing people that don't have light in their eyes. Like, I want people around me from all walks of life, all statures of life, to have light in their eyes. And to me, if that's the case, I'm living a successful life. If my kids have light in their eyes, if my friends, if the people I work with, the people who work for me, people I'm influencing in life, if they have light in their eyes, I'm a successful man. Also, Nietzsche said something interesting. He said, resentment is the opposite of gratitude. And resentment is there by default. You don't have to work for resentment. You don't have to earn resentment. It's just there. And it takes something, though, to work for gratitude. It takes effort, right? One is no effort. I can be a sloth. I can be a whatever in my life. Someone of no real merit. And resentment is just, it could be a default. Resentment, malevolence, just giving judgment, all these, they're just there in the fallen human condition. But gratitude takes something. So I love when Nietzsche says resentment is the opposite of gratitude. But gratitude takes something. It's something, it comes from a kind of surrender and a kind of allowing life and recognizing, wow, this life is blessed. And to see that, because in that default state of resentment, giving into that, and like this woman in the article said, it's people who typically are canceling and making these false accusations. They have empty lives. And to your point, they want to lower the bar. They want to neutralize, right? Bring everyone down. It's a communistic phenomena. If you think about it, it's bring everyone down to the sea of sameness, but it's a low level of existence where no one gets to shine too much. No one gets to be creative too much. If you stand out above the crowd at all, they're going to pull you down one way or the other. But here's my point. Resentment, people that make meaning out of their lives from resentment, they actually use their resentment to find some kind of meaning, some kind of purpose. Look no further than your social justice warriors, those saviors online. They're saving the oppressed. They're saving the victim. They're using that resentment to pull people down. It's like crabs in a bucket. The crabs in a bucket, crabs starting to climb out of the bucket, and the crabs pull that one back down into the bucket. It's really that.
Yeah.
Versus lifting that crab up and out of the bucket and using each other to climb out.
Yeah.
It's very different. But I think people who have empty lives and they really haven't done the effort to find gratitude in life and for this life and for life as it is and as it isn't. And life isn't easy, and what's right there is that temptation of resentment and malevolence and being the judge, jury, executioner. But when you make meaning and purpose out of your resentment, that's a very dark, dangerous, evil place. Yeah, to be dancing. Yeah.
Having worked within the realm of the media for the last 35 to 40 years almost.
Yeah. You're that old? Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I've been around a long time.
But you started young. I know.
I started
you started
very young.
A young guy.
19 years old.
Yeah.
But the idea is that when you're producing a big radio show, which is going out to 300 or 400 or 500 radio stations, and you're
to millions of people, right? That was what your job was for years, right? Yeah.
It was for 30 years plus.
Yeah.
One thing you have to be very aware of, because you're the one that's providing the information, the stories. Like I send you stories all the time.
Yeah.
The source of the story is very important. The people who are talking about the story, if the story isn't properly sourced, And if there are inaccuracies in the story, that person looks like a fool. It's only happened to me one time where I didn't source a story properly and it made the host look like an idiot. But now I want to say this about people. Consider the source. When people are trying to tear you down, when people are negative, when people are angry, resentful. I want to read you this quote.
Very good. Let me say this real quick. Before you, because it's so good what you're saying. I don't want to just step over it. But when you consider the source, so I've been attacked plenty in my life, and people say weird Twilight Zone kind of accusations or things. And I'm like, okay, that's not true. But then inherently, you just said it out loud. But what's in the background for me is like the source. Okay, wait, who are these people over there living out their drama, no, it's more than that. It's your term of like their clone thinking. They're not even, their lives are so empty. And when I consider the source of who they are, I see some of those people I know, maybe personally through some interaction of some kind, or I don't know at all. But if I look at if you listen to what they're even saying, it's almost textbook, because your term is clone thinking, right? It's like a group think. And they're being fed. If you look at woke justice, warrior, activists, they're a cult. It's like a religious ideology. It is. And you start looking at the source of these. Well, those people, I remember those people, they don't have their own kind of thought. They're not creative beings. They're not, and they take on their environments. They take on the thinking of their environments. No matter, you could tell them to, or teach or provide insight into how to think for yourself. You encourage people to think for themselves, but these people haven't gotten that. They're just not. And so they take on a group think from social media, from propaganda. It's very like group think. And it's textbook, and then they come after you as an individual. But it's very important what you say is consider the source, because it's actually not even those people. There's this greater external story, as you're speaking about, this greater thinking that's being provided through social media, through the media, telling people how to think, telling people what's wrong, what's right. Again, it's pulling people down that have in any way risen up to support other people, often to help other people. And it's important to consider the source and don't take it personally. I've been fortunate enough to it's painful, especially it's painful when certain people that are making shit up about you or spreading lies, and then they gang up and they're like this group of bullies and what have you out there. But where it gets painful is when certain people that maybe you thought were a friend, or just basically you've always had positive interactions with, and so, wait, why are they jumping on that bandwagon? It just demonstrates their weakness of character, their weakness of being. They don't actually think for themselves. They don't. Yeah, they get on this train and this bandwagon of tear down culture, but it shows that they're torn down in themselves. So for me, part of the sadness is I don't even like seeing that for that person. Like I'd rather see them living a bright, great life, because I'll tell you, people living a great, bright life, they're living a great, bright life in the face of difficulty, in the face of challenges. Life has challenges. Life is difficult, but you don't see those bright people tearing down other people. You just don't see it. They don't jump on those bandwagons. It's just because they've got a life. They've got some higher meaning, higher purpose, some kind of higher, and maybe they don't have meaning and purpose, but they're searching souls. They want to be the best person they can be. And they know that jumping on those negative, dark trains ain't going to get them anything related to where they want to go. Yeah.
Let me validate what you just said with a fantastic quote from a man named Ray Goforth. He's a member of Mensa, the Mensa people who are the highest IQ people in the world. Been a member since 2004. He's executive director for the Society of Professional Engineering Employees in Aerospace. So this guy is a deep thinker, and I can't wait to read this to you.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. You ready?
Yeah.
There are two types of people who will tell you that you cannot make a difference in this world. Those who are afraid to try, and those who are afraid you will succeed.
Yeah.
That is
read
the
that.
truth.
Say that one more time. That is deep.
I know. It's very deep. There are two types of people who will tell you that you cannot make a difference in this world. Those who are afraid to try, and those who are afraid you will succeed. See, people who are afraid that you will succeed will try harder than anybody else to tear you down and make you doubt yourself and bring you backward into that dark little cave.
They want to squash you. They want to squash your light.
You to live in the cave with them, with a little light.
The crabs in the bucket.
Yeah. That's it. That's it in a nutshell, man.
Yeah, no, very good. Let me finish this article because I think it speaks to it. It says, you might want, oh my goodness, you might wonder as you listen, if this person is truly seeking wellness, self-protection, or justice, or if the goal is simply to destroy someone else. If a person is lying to hurt someone else, it is a highly aggressive act, and the accuser needs help. Such choices do not foster a healthy existence with generous, loving relationships. You might hear a tale of woe and just have the feeling that the teller is not all that woeful. Maybe there is a need to blame or malign for secondary gain, attention, fame, money, importance, or drama. Maybe the person is not in touch with reality and is retaliating against an imagined transgression. Oh, whoa. Like how many of us that have been attacked? And look, we've all been attacked. And if you, and maybe at different levels, but it's a part of being human and living in a human, is it a human family or a world of human beings? It goes on to say, some seemingly intact people can have paranoid fears at the core. In order to defend themselves, they act against others. Maybe the goal is to take someone else down for competitive, regressed, or even unconscious reasons. They just want what the other one has. That's key. They just want what the other one has. They don't know, this is me speaking now. They don't know to have it for themselves. But they want what you have. And if they can't have what you have,
they don't want
whatever
you to
that
have it.
light, that success, that creative contribution, accomplishment in life, living a good life, and a life that contributes to others. If they can't, they want that, but if they can't have it, they're going to take it. They're going to tear it down. It's like that. The article goes on to say, making a false accusation in a public way is an aggressive act. In the movie The Bad Seed, a sociopathic child has an angelic demeanor, yet manages to destroy many lives. Sweet faces, soft voices, and tears can hide sadistic impulses. If you know someone like this, the best thing you can do is steer clear and build up your own life in a positive, separate way. Time takes away the sting. People eventually figure out the truth, and recovery is possible. You may be stronger, better, and savvier after you get out from under this mess you did not create. I once attended an event where the speaker said some people are brought into this life to build and others to tear down. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This whole cancel thing, when you're on the brunt of it, it can devastate you. Like I have friends, I know people, and people I don't know, just people in the media that this has happened to, that it can be devastating. Again, I've gone through it many times. And the thing is that I don't know about many times, but I've been through it enough. Whenever you're rising up in the world, and whether it's just within your own industry, or you get jealousy, you get envy. And then you have this article, the woman speaking in this article, I think she's a psychologist, is saying that some people build and some people tear down. And the tear down crowd, that mean girl crowd, tends to, target you. And then how do you handle it? Question. Because it's not real. It's not about you. It's really about them.
All right. Here's the deal. This is a person named Mark Kane.
Yeah.
He says the first step towards success is taken when you refuse to be a captive of the environment in which you find yourself. See, people, I talked about complacency is death.
Yeah.
It's just slow motion. It's just a rendering of you down into the most basic components, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
Everything that meant anything, anything that means anything is extracted from you in complacency.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Yeah.
Stand up, do something, even go for a walk. But see, most people will just sit on their couch. They'll pop open a soda. They'll eat a pizza. Stop all that. Just stop it. Start being more creative. And it will come to you, by the way. And here's what Earl Nightingale said. He was a positive thinking person back in the 50s. He said, we become what we think about most of the time. And that's the strangest secret. If you're sitting there thinking, I hate my life, I can't stand my significant other, they don't treat me right, blah, blah, blah. Stop all that.
Yeah. It's shallow.
Just step out of it.
Yeah. We live life. We could live life from the shallow or from the deep.
Yeah.
And when you're living from the shallow, you find all these kind of shallow ways of dealing with your life, whether that's tearing down others or judging or just, eating, drinking, smoking your way into oblivion. It's a shallow surface way of dealing with life. But deep, having depth. And when you're living from deep, it's like there's a deeper, bigger kind of thinking, and you're exploring your own being, and you start to get to the core of who you are and what your life is for. And you start realizing other people may be living, they're shallow. Even people attacking you, making false accusations that's just how those people live. You can't control it, but you don't want to engage in shallow ways. The alternative, or what's available, is depth of just a depth of thinking, an expanded way of thinking and being, and repenting, like giving up, letting go of all that shallow stuff, judging, resenting, wanting to just target people outside, their fault, they're to blame. Because if you can rescue if you look at these people that are trying to rescue they can't even rescue themselves. Their home life, their personal lives are a mess, and they're empty. They're tortured. Yeah. And I love them. You really have to come from love and wanting the best for those people as well, because it's a terrible way to live life.
Yeah.
And don't take it on. If you're at the brunt of it, you're on the receiving end of it. Just realize that's how those people choose to live. And it really has nothing to do with you. Social media has a way of, because it's public,
eroding.
Yeah. And okay, feel the sting, feel the pain. But that article said the sting goes away, but don't buy into it. Don't believe it. Consider the source of it.
Yeah.
And send love in, their way, because they're broken beings, divided within themselves. So
I will just
find your own vision and live it, come what may. Yeah. And expect people to throw mud. It's par for the course. Yeah.
Yeah. And just my last toss in here by Jim Rome. He says, if you don't design your life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much.
That is good.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. They don't have much, or they just want the worst for you. So
you're just a cog in some kind of machine to most people. Yeah. So break out.
That's all it is. You're some imaginary figure. They could care less about you, and you should care less about them.
Yep.
All right, you all. Thank you, David. And you all keep disrupting and rising above the drift. Challenge the norm of your own thinking and ways of living. Really. It's a time to become a disciple of God, a disciple of your higher self, a disciple to your inner knowing, conscience, intuition, and create a new narrative for your life. I'm Baron Baptiste, signing off until next time. Stay true, stay bold, stay blessed, and let's rewrite the narrative of our lives yet together. Until next time, peace out. Share the show, y'all. Share the show. Help us grow.